What's up, everybody? It's me, Michael Magneto 7 Crawford, and I'm here to invite you to get my book, Playbook to Production, Volume 1. This book discusses the fundamentals of how to become a music producer in today's industry. It covers things like how to monetize your music, how to stand out amongst the crowd, even how to pick the proper gear. If you want to be serious about becoming a music producer today, cop that book. Peace.
Let's go! That's how y'all get. That's how y'all get.
That's all they need, man.
That's all they need.
That should be enough.
But welcome to the MAD LUCRATIVE Podcast. I am the host, the one, the only, Magneto 7 in the building. Woo. I had to say it calm this time.
It's good.
And my co-host?
Sean J.
Sean J in the building. Hey! So, welcome to the MAD LUCRATIVE Podcast. This episode, sheesh.
Are we at 40? Is this 40 now?
It's 41.
Oh, because you,
episode
that's right.
Listen, another 41th episode that I did not quit.
Yeah.
I didn't quit. So, all right. So I was gonna ask you about your weekend, but I'll tell you about my weekend first.
Yeah, please.
All right. So this week I posted on, I think, Instagram and Facebook, years ago, because you encouraged me to go ahead and post about it. So I was like, I'll post it.
Yeah.
So I was like, 7 years ago I tried the pod and I didn't know what the name of it was gonna be. I started, but I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I stopped after 3 episodes. But now look at me. Nobody can stop me. So it felt good to have like a point of reference. That was cool. That was cool.
To look back on. I loved going back and watching your old videos, man.
I don't like watching some of some of them just bring back bad memories.
I hate mine from high school. I hate them. They're so annoying. I was like, God, I used to think that was funny.
Okay, enlighten me. What
They're
did you think?
I think we even took them off on YouTube. They were just sketches that we did for school projects.
Okay.
So, no, what are you looking at me like that?
I'm waiting for it.
No, there was
what
no.
kind of sketch?
First off,
what kind of sketch?
There was no racial anything. Okay. First off.
Yeah, so all we did was I put like brown paint on, and then it's just.
So it's this thing now it's called blackface, but back then no. So it was think of like honest to God, like just innocent kids doing dumb shit that they thought was funny.
Okay.
Like little sketches where like one I was man, I popped out of a box and I was like I was a genie or some shit, because it was about some book that our buddy was reading, and he called us like the night of. He was like, dude, I need a video, like because he didn't do his project. We could do an essay or build something or make a video. And so anytime any of us got a video, we all came together and we're like, let's make a video of it.
Okay.
We did it for so many school projects. That's kind of how we started. Like that's like really how I started. Like I guess acting at first. It's just doing dumb videos, for the internet. So
if y'all need an actor, Sean is for hire.
Anything, $20.
Hobo love. Look, okay. I wasn't gonna sing it, but so
he just makes up songs on the fly, and sometimes I'm like,
I make up the worst songs ever too. The songs be so bad. So he was singing the Reading Rainbow song because I think I was humming it. I was just humming it. Like, I don't know. Have y'all heard John Legend sing?
Because I've been singing it all week. Yeah.
But I sing it for different reasons, though.
Oh, no. Really? Why?
I hated the Reading Rainbow.
You hated Reading Rainbow?
Yes.
No.
I was not a fan at all.
Did you like the guy at least?
No.
No. Oh.
Okay. Transparency moment. Reading Rainbow. Hated it. Sesame Street. Hated it.
I don't remember Sesame Street. I probably liked it because I was so young, but I don't remember.
Anything that seemed educational, hated it. I was just like,
damn.
I'm not watching that.
Well, it's often some of the worst TV. You know,
Okay.
Where if it's trying to be educational, you're like, it's teaching you something. But I loved it. I was a nerd kid. I loved Bill Nye, the science guy.
I like him.
Yeah,
He was cool. He
He was very kept your attention. I guess Reading Rainbow was more soft, but I liked that. It was like calm, man.
Listen,
It was
that
chill.
joint when that joint came on, I was like,
I could probably get high as fuck and watch Reading Rainbow. I could probably and I'd be like,
so it was humming a song. I was like, reading hobos.
and then he was like, where can they go?
They can go anywhere.
That's partially true, you know, as far as they can
Okay.
go.
What about reading nomads?
That's much
Let's say-
better.
okay,
That's
reading
way
no-
more
okay.
PC. Homeless
All right.
man sounds. I hope to God that
Let's say
Congress
hobos.
watch it. They're gonna start calling them nomads to make it feel better, even though it's like
Yeah.
our city has a horrible homeless nomad problem, and nomads are not problems. They're just what they call them? They didn't call them homeless. They said was it like livingly challenged or something?
Yeah,
They're like
yeah, something like
stable.
that.
I was like, dude, they're
Okay, and let me put context to this, because some people might try to kill us on our comments. So I'm gonna say this: there are groups of homeless people that choose to be homeless.
Oh, for sure.
They choose
Yeah.
like this. It was one girl. I think it was Donnie off of Social Proof podcast. She was talking about how when she was in college, she had saved all this money up, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to save for a car or something like that."
Mm.
And the dude was like,
Did she live out of the car?
yeah, got out the car. The dude was like, he was waiting at the bank.
Damn.
So he says, "Hey, you got a couple dollars to spare." So she was like, "Yeah, I feel bad for him, and well, if you need a place to stay, whatever, I got you. It's a shelter down the street." He was like, "Nah, I don't want no shelter." He said,
Fuck that shit.
she said he pulled a statement because he had a bank account at the same bank.
That's like that lawyer who lives in a park. You know that guy? Isn't he in Atlanta? Isn't that guy who lives in a park, but he's a lawyer? He just doesn't believe in owning the money you save is insane.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But the dude was like, he said, "Baby, look, I got $20,000 in the bank." So she was just like, "Why are you asking me for money?" Because he said, "Because I can."
What a bum.
So if I'm singing about reading hobos, it's that
He
guy.
must be from Minnesota. He's in the bum zone.
Yo,
You should put it on the screen.
okay, so do you want to, okay, so are we
This
finished?
is your subject. I can't talk about it.
I don't think we started. Okay, did we start with the song? Did I finish recapping?
Yeah, I think we finished.
I finished recapping.
We finished recapping the nomadic people that choose to not live
Okay,
in a certain
okay.
place.
So
And they can go anywhere.
they could go anywhere, literally, like Reading Rainbow, same thing.
I would do it. No joke. I would get an RV and I'd live in an RV and I'd just travel America.
Why
for
would
like
you do that?
For like a year, man.
Oh, why?
That's cool as shit.
That's
dude.
not cool. as
Yeah,
shit.
why not? You get to see all this stuff, and then when I get back, I'm done. I'm like, all right, I can.
Sean,
start-
no parts of that sounds like fun.
Some people live on the road and they get paid to, like photography and stuff. Like wherever they
okay,
go.
well, that's different. That's
Yeah.
different. But if
I got my wife and like in an RV and like a dog, and I'm just traveling. That sounds awesome, man.
so long as you can, you don't have to have a house.
As long as I can ask people
Long
for
as
money
you have
wherever I go.
sex.
Well, yeah, I'm
have
not,
sex and
yo,
ask people for
I'm not gonna live with a woman in an RV traveling the country, and then nothing's gonna happen there. That's weird.
That's not weird.
I'd feel like it'd be a red flag if it doesn't happen. I'd be like, what is
Okay.
this?
Okay.
Not to say I can't have friends who are girls, but I'm just saying if I'm living with you in an RV and we're traveling the country with a dog, we might as well be. Nah, that's weird.
But the dog's gonna be staring at you.
Yeah.
While y'all smash it.
I'll have a curtain or some shit. Give him a bone. Put him. He'll go over there. Put him outside.
Okay. So, speaking of RV,
Yeah.
so let's say you do find this girl. Where did you find her?
Hypothetical on the street. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Obviously, we went into this together or something. You know, I feel like I wouldn't do it alone. I'd just be lonely.
Okay. All right. So we had one of our subjects. Oh, how was your weekend?
Again, I didn't do much. Honestly, I'm pretty chill. You know,
When are you gonna do something?
weekends like my de-stress time. Man.
Oh, okay.
And then
okay,
church,
okay.
of course. Like, and that pretty much takes up all day.
Okay.
So, cause set up, tear down, doing stuff. You know, and then I hang out with people who also go there. So Sundays are usually busy, but Saturdays
you chill for the most part. Pod and then
go home. Unless, I'm invited to something, and then I go, like, I'll see a friend perform, and like you talk about Eddie's Attic, right?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I'm performing, then like I'll go, yeah. So
that's cool.
Saturdays are for like that. Same with Friday nights.
Okay. Well, I felt bad a little bit because all of our weekends have been just slammed every weekend.
They are slammed
between podding, recording the movie, casting. We had to cast for the movie. Then we're recording for Sound and Wave. Then we were doing all this other stuff. It's like we don't really have a whole lot of family time, and I know that the girls, they like, of course, by the time we're done with the work day, everybody's just over. Like, the girls are like stressed from school, and then it's like, okay, what are you doing? Like, go over there. Just leave me alone. And I'm a loner sometimes too.
Go read a book. Do something.
Do something else
Take
with
my
your time.
iPad. Go play Cool Maths or something.
Just anything outside of just being under me. But I understand that kids have to have that bonding time.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I've been trying to figure out where to place, I'm going to say, where to place how much time. How much time is enough? How much time is not enough? Yeah, And I'm looking like, okay, because I don't want to raise girls that belong to the streets.
Hopefully no one does.
Yeah, my dad wasn't there, so I just chose to strip. I'm not saying that that's what the strippers want to do.
My dad never told me to go read a book,
So you want to strip. But I'm trying to figure that out, and that's some of my battle. But I can't let business like die down either, because we're kind of in the jet stream right now. We're going up. It's like okay, I could go up like this, and if I stop, it's like a big burning brick wall hits the plane. It's just
the bird hits a brick wall and then
it is over. So I'm trying to get to that space. That's where I am right now. Every weekend too.
I don't see you doing bad. I don't think. From what you tell me, it sounds pretty good. You cook dinners. You have family dinner. That's more than some people get.
Is that bonding time though?
If it's done right. You get dads who come home and like, I'm eating in my room. I have business. I have to go to my office. And they go in their office and you don't see them all night.
Right.
I had dinner every night with my dad.
Okay.
So it wasn't. But you guys actually like cook and you like talk and you'll help her. You help her with homework too.
Yeah.
That's bonding too. You actually sit there. Yeah.
Okay.
My dad was like, I don't fucking know, do it. My dad was like, you didn't pay attention?
Is that bonding for us or bonding for them? Because for me looking in, it's bonding for us because we're helping them do homework. But for them, it's just more shit to do.
No, you're giving for them?
Yeah.
No, you're giving them. I mean, in retrospect, they'll look back and be like, yeah, he always helped me if I had a question. Like mom and dad would like never like, I don't know, you didn't pay attention in school? Like my parents were not that good. They were like, why didn't you pay? They're an online resource you can go to? No. Yeah. My teacher sucks. They didn't know shit. Which kind of both of their expertise had nothing to do with math or any of that. So I mean, But no, they'll appreciate it. I would appreciate it.
Okay.
So
and
I'm 24, so looking back, that's still in my mind.
Okay.
So
okay, I go with it because I'm just like, I know, like the guy, the MA fighter. I just had a conversation with him, and we wasn't trying to touch on relationships and shit, but I did want to, But me and him were talking about how the transition from being a single man to being in a relationship to being a married man to being married with kids.
Are you still fighting?
And he's still gonna fight.
That's cool.
So I said, okay. Well, he's not there yet. He's just dating. They're engaged.
But I'm sure there's a dynamic there. It's got to change.
Right. But, and that's what I was telling him. I said, how does that look the next 3 years or so from now?
Dang.
And I'm not trying to pour salt on nobody's game. Like, every relationship is different.
You're just being introspectual.
Right.
There's no salt. Yeah.
But I was just like, dude, like, you take me for instance. I'm running 3 businesses roughly, right, on a consistent basis every day. You see how much time I put in. He ripped right now, like that mug, like he's an MMA fighter, so he ripped.
Gotta be.
Right, but I was like, okay, what happens when your kid got to be at the hospital for hours out the night, and your regular workout schedule's at 5:00 in the morning, and then you got another business, or you got people that you got to coach 11 to whenever. Then you got more shit. So I was just like, it's just sometimes the dynamic changes.
Emergencies, stuff that completely take you out of your life, because you can't plan for accidents.
Right.
You can't be like, well, I always have Saturdays free in case my kid slips and break their leg. Like you can't do that. Mm-mm. Also, you can't break your leg every day of the week, so it doesn't matter. No, you cannot plan for that shit.
No,
you got to stop your life, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling him, I said, well, I've been okay. I've been okay with having certain moments where I stop and say, I feel when I'm getting too out of shape.
Yeah.
To like, all right, you got to chill out on something to eat, but I don't know at what point I will be free enough to get ripped like I was 10, 11 years ago.
I think that's why they call it the dad bod. I really do. That kind of
might be.
Because they all got it. When do you have time?
Yeah.
That's the only thing you did. Like we were just talking about the
that's
actors.
different. That's different.
Dude, actors, they have plenty of time because they have made plenty of time.
Right.
Because your career is your body and your mind and like your face. You're an actor. That's pretty much your primary concern for your role. Right. Unless you're like, character actors, you don't care too much. You don't need to fit the buffish, guy.
Right.
Yeah. I've heard actors talk about it. They're like, dude, this is not easy. Like, you have to set aside hours a day, not hours a week, a day.
Exactly.
Like, bro.
To maintain that.
They don't have businesses on the side. Some of them, not all of them, I'm sure.
Well, if you're getting paid $1 million for...
But The Rock's got that, the vodka? Or the... Yeah.
It's I think he got 2 different drinks.
Tequila.
I think it's tequila.
So, he's got stuff going.
But, bro, even in that, at this point, The Rock has the affordability to have a team to manage, to do everything. All he has to do is maybe sign off on the check. And I'm sure he probably got a lawyer that's like power of attorney, and he could sign off on stuff for him.
Bro, he's got delivery trucks that come and open up and give him his food for the week. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So,
dude eats more groceries. I like 3 times the groceries I get. Probably.
I think I saw like 6 eggs or 8 eggs or something like that.
You got to. He's a giant. You got to.
Dude.
To like maintain that, like back in caveman days, you never sat still, right?
Right.
I'm sure your body was always moving, but now it's like we sit down, probably longer than we stand up nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
For a lot of people,
that's true.
We sit down for longer than we stand, and then we sleep for like 7 hours. So, if that.
So along with the dating, right?
Oh gosh.
So you know where we're going. What? So we had a discussion, a short discussion about online dating, and then I was just like, well, I'm laughing because, of course, I'm before online dating, right? Yeah. But I want you to tell me, enlighten me.
God has blessed you.
What is online dating now? What is online dating?
Give me fun. So I will say this: if you meet somebody and then you take it online because you just never see each other, but you've met them before, or you even meet in a chat room, that is about like 2 times as more real than meeting on a specific dating app. On a like where you met each other for the express purpose of dating. Because I knew some people who were all in the same group chats, Discord, stuff like that. New age stuff the kids are into.
Okay.
I've known a lot of people that met on those things, and now they're actually in relationships where they only meet like maybe 5 times, 8 times a year, right? But they're still making it work. One of my closest friends is actually dating a guy in Texas. She lives here. But it works. It works out. So that's kind of online dating, but they've met many times.
Okay.
And they have expressed that they both like each other. And when you feel like when you're nerdy, it works a little bit better. You're not.
Okay.
Okay.
Cause my spicy ass. Oh, I got a girl in Texas.
I've done that too. I've done that like maybe twice, and it's horrible. It sucks.
Okay.
So like, awesome for the people that can do it.
Yeah,
and also like
spicy too.
You're clearly doing it for right reasons too. If you can survive without seeing that person for months, you gotta like them.
Okay,
you have to like them.
Okay, so if you develop that, what does it look like in a married situation? You gonna marry him and you stay in two different states like that?
No, I would never do that. Like, because I have done the relationship where I've dated for like 2 months online and then we actually lived together, and then we lived together for like a year.
Okay,
you know, so I've been there. I would never. You're crazy. You're crazy if you marry somebody, you know, without meeting them or living together first. I know that's kind of like I know like Christian wise, they say like, yo, how could you ever do that? And I was like, no, dude, I have to live with them first.
In white Christian world, do they call that shacking? In
black, is that what they call? Well, it's a if you do that without any intention of marrying them, yeah. But if you're like, no, I have a really good feeling about this person, I want to live with them for a year and then propose and then get married, that's fine. I see nothing wrong with that.
And is it frowned upon though?
Oh yeah, if you it's frowned upon living with with a girl,
right?
And then you have no intention of marrying,
right?
Nah, your pastor, depending on who it is, they'd probably be like, "You guys married?" You're like, "No." He goes, "How is that?" You know, he'd be like, my pastor probably would. He'd be like, "That's a little weird, right?" You know, and I mean, I agree with him. That's if I have no intention of marrying this person, right. I'm not gonna live unless it is a roommate, because I've had girl roommates. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing, I'm fine. Like, I have no intention. Like, I know that that's rent. Rent's hard nowadays.
So, okay.
My need for, is it awkward? Awkward is down here. Half the rent is up here. I do not care. But I've always been logical. Like, I've had a lot of girls who are girlfriends. I've had tons of girls who are friends in high school and then out of high school. I've got along with pretty much everybody. It's easy for me to.
Huh.
Unless I like you. Then it's weird.
Honestly, I can't see it. I mean, like,
I'm just always, I don't know. Probably because I was in theater. It's just chill. Like, I was backstage with women.
Oh, undressing and all that stuff. Yeah,
putting on different costumes. I grew up with it.
None affected.
So like,
just
no, you're about to go on stage, man. You can't go on like.
Rock hard.
Oh man,
rock it up.
Yeah, like you don't want to go on stage, rocked up, and be like.
This is interesting.
Yeah, so I got used to it.
Okay, this is interesting. You know I'm about to ask next.
What?
Because it's okay for me. I can't see.
I never even answered your question about how e-dating was. I never even.
No, because it goes along with it. It goes along with it. So when it comes to, let's say, theater, the arts, do you think that's why it's predominantly,
gay dudes?
Gay and
Oh no, I don't think that's the reason. I think that might be one of the things that kind of go with it, like a bonus,
it's a bonus.
It's one of those
because you're not gonna try to get it.
Yeah, it's like that happens to be true. Yeah, no, I knew it. There were tons of straight dudes in theater. Okay, there were lots, and a lot. I mean, because of that, a lot of shit. Yeah, there was a lot of backstage stuff, but I mean, no, for the most part, I think we just it's like a brothers in arms thing. You're a performer, and you're sharing the stage with that person, so you kind of get this like. Bond with them a little bit.
See that bond? It's a bond word though. So
it's a company. Like you're in a company, and not a company like Soldier. Like you're in a company, man. Like you and that guy have seen each other all year in the same room, running lines for whatever, like dozens of shows that you're in. Okay. So you just get real comfortable with everybody. You just get
this
chill.
Is interesting.
A couple. Like I knew a lot of girls that were. I kind of felt like they were like it was sis. I'm like, hey, good to see you. Yeah. Like they were kind of a bro.
Is it the same is it possible to maintain that same relationship if within that script you got kissing scenes? Yeah. Really?
Yeah. But I will say not with everybody. No, not with everybody.
Enlighten me. Okay, this is weird. This ain't even what we're going to talk about, but I'm interested in knowing how are you able to disconnect?
Because the show I was in,
the feeling
I did kiss, this one character, and we actually started dating. So I'm kind of a hypocrite, but I've done it before too, where I've had to kiss somebody, nothing. I thought they were dope as shit. Like I love that person. Okay. But yeah, we totally like kissed multiple times on multiple shows, and I was just like, but they're just a cool person. It really just depends, man. It's just like in real life. If you want to get with that person, that's acting. It's acting. You can't.
It is
because think about it professionally, man. You're like a Marvel movie. You're not just now like, oh, I have feelings for you now because I have to like, bro, you're in $1 billion movie. Okay. my emotions would be dead because I know how much production costs, how many other actors are like relying on me to do this every day. I am not starting like relationship shit with someone else, like a co-star. Yeah.
Wow.
I get, but hey, think about it this way. I think every Spider-Man has dated every Mary Jane.
In real life.
Yep, in real life. Andrew Garfield dated Emma Stone for a bit, I think. That we see now with Tom Holland.
Okay.
And I think
Zendaya.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
Tobey Maguire dated I always forget her name. I love her though.
So along with the dating scene on the internet, if you got married and I'm gonna tell you my views on it too, but it was one of my DJ friends. He posted that his wife would never post an ass shot on Instagram and Facebook. He's like that. They would never do that, and she I ain't gonna say what he said, but it's like I'd be her A for doing it. So and all the dudes was like, yeah. The women were like, it's queen. Our body. Yeah. It's our body. We can do what we want to do.
They say that a lot. But I mean, you're not wrong. You can do whatever you want, right?
Right.
But it's kind of like
why?
Like, I don't get this whole thing where it's like my body, like I'll do whatever. Because you're right, you can't do whatever you want.
Right.
I'm just saying, dudes are only liking this for like one reason, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're like double thinking yourself. You're like delusional at some point. You're like, no, this is not. But this is for me. I'm like, is it though? Like,
it's not.
Why?
It's
though?
not.
Especially again, if you're single,
it's
sure,
open season.
Yeah, if you wanna. But if
free
you're
game,
a dude, and you're still putting like twerk vids out, I'll be like, what? What?
Unless
I'll be like, send me these.
Unless it's a fun twerk vid.
Yeah, if
like,
it's funny,
joking.
If it's funny, go for it. Yeah, like you're clearly just being a goof. Yeah,
right.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I mean,
the ones who were seriously out there, like. Just full titty, full butt shots,
right?
And you're just like, love this dress. I'm like, the dress is not what you're. I'm like, you know what the picture's for. It is weird. It's not wrong. This is weird. It's just like, why though?
And
you got a guy.
My response to that post was, yeah, my wife would never do that. Yeah, she did that. She belongs to the streets.
Yeah, streets.
So the women tore me up. They told my ass. You don't know. It's you have no right to tell us what. I'm just like, okay, are you married? No. There it is.
My boy Snoop Dogg, man. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
We're gonna start a bitch bucket for you. Listen, we ain't putting no bitches in no buckets today. But anyway, I just can't. Okay, I posted after my response to her was, well. It's just like us showing our dick in some jogging pants.
Yeah, some like gray
you get you got a semi hard on,
and then being like, "Love this plant," and next to the plants is like your fucking dick print. Like, this is like clearly
what are you doing?
This is like, yeah, all the women are like, "Love that plant." Like you clearly know.
Yeah, no. So I was just like, yo, like you got to realize, like it's not healthy.
It's weird.
It's weird.
And also, yeah, dude, I mean, I know for a fact people are like sex brain nowadays.
What's sex brain?
Like sex brain, dude. Like what people with porn addictions and shit. And people were like, all they think about 24/7 is just fucking, it's just like, dude, that does overload your dopamine in your head, man. You need to give your brain a rest. Like the cultures like in Africa and stuff, like people who are still primitive as in like their society is primitive,
right? And
they're still tribal. There's no internet, man, and those dudes are so fucking happy. They're happy as shit because they have so much dopamine and serotonin that's just unused at the ready for them. Like, oh, I got a big kill today
to do something constructive.
I brought home like everyone gets to eat because of me.
Yeah,
that's you don't go on social media and be like, I got a lot of likes on my post. You don't. That doesn't bring you as much joy as it should.
And I think that's probably why I feel the way I felt about the internet for so long.
I still don't like it. I mean, it gives great opportunity for to get voices out extremely, and that's good and bad.
I was about to say, because some voices don't need to be heard for real.
Well, and also some voices are amplified because of money, or amplified because of who knows what, hidden behind a good cause.
Right.
Who knows what. Also for autistic kids or something, you know?
Yeah.
They would never be able to do some of the cool stuff that they can online that they couldn't in
true.
real life, you know?
That's
Because
true.
they go out in the street and start DJing and people be like, it's funny.
Yeah, like ain't.
But
And
then you
it's
see a
not
DJ
funny.
kid online, it's like, hey, good, man.
Listen, that little dude, the first time, it's not funny. I promise you not.
He's laughing, though.
But no, okay. So I'm laughing because the normal, I guess, what's considered normal circumstances to see this little kid. And I don't think he's autistic. It's some other stuff going on. But he's a grown man for the most part.
Oh, something happened, and then it
Either something
therefore
happened,
gave him like a disability.
right? Something like that. So when I first saw a dude, you know, he was on TikTok. I think I showed him to you before, but he was on there DJing. So I was
Oh, I
just
think
like,
he did show me. Yeah, that guy.
and I think all he could do is he could move his fingers or something like that, and he has to lay down. Like he
Because
can't.
he's completely bedridden.
Right.
Yeah,
He's paraplegic.
that's right.
Right. So I looked at it first, and I was like about to start crying, like about to had a tear. That's why I'm laughing.
It's sad.
So I was like,
Sometimes you like
damn,
sad,
man.
happy laugh. Yeah.
But then I looked at it. I was just like, "Yo, he is jamming." So I'm looking at the likes
It's a
and the people.
bunch, yeah.
Dude, it's like 100,000 people in the
It's
room,
good.
like sending them tips, and I'm like, "There's still hope for humanity."
Gives
like,
me good feelings in my heart. Yeah.
right? That's why I was laughing at because I'm like, "You're a pussy for like laughing, like
Yeah,
like
somebody with
crying and laughing,
real
like
talent gets to still have that real talent when otherwise, in not virtual world,
exactly,
they get probably shit on or on the street because
Exactly.
it's weird. You know?
exactly."
You don't.
You don't see, and I
No.
mean, he looks like he's probably about that tall. Like
Yeah.
it's something. I don't know what
And
it is.
it's an audience that's already there looking for entertainment. You know, you do it on the street. You got people who are like, I'm going somewhere. I'm walking
Right.
somewhere. Like I came home the other day. This guy always plays trumpet in the Walmart parking lot. By
you?
my place in Duluth.
Okay.
And he was like, "Bro," I gave him some money. I was like, dude, you're always here playing trumpet, man. It's cool. And he was like, hell yeah. I'm like, does no one else give? I was like, dang. But he where he was, it was such a pass by situation where I'm sure
okay,
no
okay.
one stops and like
Okay.
I should have told
Heavy
him I was
traffic, but not.
like, yeah, but
heavy
no one
foot
actually
traffic, but
goes
no-
off
yeah.
where he was, and I was just like nobody was around. I was like no one's behind me. I can get in my wallet, and I was
Right.
thinking, I'm like, bro, I should have told him about TikTok. I should have been
Yeah.
like, dude, go on TikTok, probably get more fans than out here. But it's still cool to see in real
Right.
life.
Right.
I love that shit, dude.
Well, like I said, it gave me hope for humanity. All the internet's not bad,
No,
you know, and
well, a lot of it is, man.
it's so was it CRT
Yeah, any CT,
or AT?
AT&T,
AT&T.
which we are not sponsored by.
They are not sponsored by AT&T. But so my guy right here sent me a video on what was that? TikTok.
Yeah.
Sent me a video.
Oh, that was Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Sent me a video. I see this black guy and he's talking about CRT, critical race theory, and you know he's just talking. He's voicing some concerns that a lot of us parents have when it comes to the educational system, what's trying to be pushed,
Yeah.
right? Like, what is it? Is a neuron? Like
Neuron.
when you push something and it comes in and it just goes all. What's it called? I can't think of the word for it.
Well, like when your brain sends a signal to your muscles,
yeah,
I guess neurons, right? Yeah.
something like that. So he's talking about the critical race theory, and Sean and I have been going back and forth for about a week or so. Like,
Oh yeah.
black
like,
privilege, white privilege. What's like,
not even that, just critical theory, man, and these
and
fucking
what's being pushed,
just the Marxists that have just infiltrated society, man,
right?
with their views and ideologies of just man, critical theory of everything to the point where everything is divided and criticized. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, sometimes you know the opposite of unity.
Right.
Just everything is different. Everything needs to be scrutinized. I'm like, but that's how you get a depressed, just
Group of people.
society
period.
where everyone hates literally everything else until you are the same thing. And that's not what you want.
And I will say, and Sean enlightened me, probably Wednesday or Thursday, one of them days. But I was telling him how I feel about the police.
Yeah.
And you know what I think is the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. Like, what does that actually mean? What does it look like? and why I think I can be kind of in limbo when it comes to like what's the lady? I can't think of her name. I'm gonna look up the lady that's up for judge right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna look her up.
It's and you see what they're already trying to do. They're trying to spin it. Oh, but you just don't want her in because she's, and it's like, but that dude. What's the complaint I had when I brought it to you? Right? Not one thing was about how she's black.
No,
I was like, dude,
No.
look at who commands her. Look at who tells her to say these things. Look at who's appointing her. You trust that dude?
Brown Jackson.
Yeah.
That's the last name. I can't pronounce that first name. But I was like, I like the idea of black people getting into spaces of the politics. I feel like to have that role model, to have those images, it looks good. It's something to inspire to because it has been predominantly white for years.
Dude, I want more of that. I want more of it to where they got there with their own ideas and their own aims and ideals, where they actually believe in it. They're not appointed by some dude that's clearly just doing it by virtue signaling. That's why I like Candace Owens and others of her ilk.
Right.
When you hear her talk, you're like, you actually give a shit about this.
Yeah, and I mean, but see, and it's certain shit I just can't overlook. Sorry, that was one. That's shit. But we said plenty. But anyway,
I've already been real bad. I'm gonna apologize right now to your stepdad. I'm sorry.
but the fact that when the topic of was it child pornography or pedophiles?
Yeah, dude, child porn.
Getting and why they got out of jail? Why did you do this?
The sentencing.
The sentencing.
It's like,
and you give an answer like, well, I feel like they deserve to be out in the street. Okay, if they deserve to be out in the street, let's let that be one of your kids, right? Let that happen to one of your kids. God, Lord knows, I hope it don't. But let it happen to one of your kids. Do you still feel
happens. Let's hope it doesn't.
Hopefully it doesn't.
But
say
on a hypothetical, what would you do?
Would you still have that same view? Would you still have that same sentencing for that person? Man. And if it's yes, then okay, now that's a little bit.
I don't want you as judge.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker.
Look at what's happening, right? Who's in charge of her? Who's doing this? What was on Hunter Biden's laptop? And then what did Hunter Biden's dad appoint this judge who has these certain views about how CP deserves less sentencing? Come on, man, piece it together. We all know that there's a pedophilic elite who controls most shit. You can ban anybody you want on Twitter, but there's still fucking pedophiles on there. What do you? Come on, man.
Well, the thing is, okay, and like I said, this is what makes me battle the idea, right? Because being in the black community, again, I feel like we do need more role models. We need more people that's of color that's able to be that's able to make a difference, right? And be seen outside of music and entertainment.
Yeah, a good difference. That's
sports,
actually that you could tell is for the community. Yeah,
right. That's committed to it, and it takes a broad view on whatever before they make a decision, right? Like you said, they're not bought.
Yeah,
but
which I'll take anybody who's not bought at this
you know
point,
what I mean?
But yeah.
So it's just like, okay, at what point do we again do we said this shit for we said this when Trump was up for president. We said this shit when Biden before he got in office. We said it after he got in office.
Dude.
We're saying it now, and it's just like, for me, I can't champion. Okay, it's okay to have some missed calls of judgment. We'll say that.
Everyone has them.
It's okay to have some missed calls of judgment, but for you to intentionally push the narrative, like, so what's a woman? What's the definition of a woman?
I'm not a biologist.
I'm not a biologist.
Like, come on, man.
Okay.
You could at least come up with something. I think those who embody the spirit and the
something.
It's like, but you're just mocking us at this point. I'm not a biologist.
And it tells me that you're trying to be safe.
But you want to be a Supreme Court judge? You want to be probably at the seat of morality of the country who gets to decide real shit, and you're just pissing it off like you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I can't accept that. And I really hope that you know, a lot of the black folk don't champion some bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of people get behind shit for the wrong reasons, because that's what they hear. They hear the Republicans are trying to stop the first black. First off, the Republicans nominated the first black judge, who would have been the first black judge in about 2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who denied her spot? The good old Bubbles in the White House right now, man. He's the one who denied it.
They don't know that though.
No, and look who he's appointing. It is not because she's who she is.
No,
it's because she's
willing to push the merit. Yeah, if I tell you, okay, Sean, no, before you go out to speak to those people, I need you to wear brown socks. I need you to wear a red tie, and this is your list of things that you talk about. If anybody asks you anything off of that list that's not on this list, and you just say,
just filibuster, just bullshit until they don't even know what you're saying. And which is why I watched the clip of her basically, and they're like, what's up with the sentencing? You know, this guy gave him 50 years. The court reduced it down to this, and then you want to give him 3 years? Why? And then she just goes, well, the sentencing of the conditions of the law, which have basically, because I was told to give him 3 years. I'm like, you're just making this up. And that's when I really because I don't want to give anybody the short stick. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I saw it first, I was like, oh, cool, this is interesting. And I kept watching, and I was like, who appointed her? And I heard who, and I was like, well, it might still not be bad. And I just kept watching clips, and I go, man, this lady.
Optimistic.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, God dang, she is a drone.
But see, the thing is, I'm like, okay, for instance, all right, so when Trump was in office, it was a lot of black folk that was like, he's the Antichrist, and, you know.
A lot of gays, too, just thought he was going to
take
away everyone's rights. And
I got my views on that, too. But it's just like, okay, so you do that. And one of the main things that he did, right? He let, I think, Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, got rid of their the rep. Like when you get a misdemeanor, a felony, whatever that was, got rid of it. Gets out
pardon.
Pardon.
Yeah.
That's it. Presidential pardon before you get out. This all that stuff. Even if it was for a little bit of clout to say I need those votes.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Whatever. But you did something that was beneficial to the black community.
Yeah, you didn't just mudsling.
Right?
You weren't just like, I'm going to do this and that guy won't.
Right.
It's like, at least I did something.
Number two, when you put money in the business space, we've talked about this before. You put money in for black
directly
businesses.
into. I'm like, come on now.
For black business, even though they would try to discount and say, well, Obama started. Okay. All right, whatever. But who did it? Yeah. Who actually did it, right? And then you look at who's in office now.
Yeah.
And you look at what Kamala did.
And what was taken away?
What was the sentencing for like weed and drug dealers?
Oh yeah, she kept a lot of people behind bars because of weed.
So for me, it's like, okay, how can you do that? And then at some point you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna legalize weed. Then these people are still in jail.
Yep.
They
do not care.
So that's what I'm like. Read the room. Like, look at the history. You know, before you vote for anybody, look at the history. And this ain't even voting season.
No.
But look at what's going on.
Yeah.
The other shit, and we can touch on it without digging. But if you come to me and you say, hey, NEDO, who are you? Are you a man or a woman? And then I say, I'm a man. Then somebody else comes and say, no, you're not a man. You're non-binary.
So we go, but what really is a man? I'd be like, I got to dig. I don't know. Like, I would assume I'm a guy. I don't know.
I mean, so it's...
Which even the people who transition and they clearly are trying everything they can to look the part are good. I mean, but I know what you're saying. You got some people that just don't even try. And it's just like, you can't get mad at somebody for not expecting you to be the other gender if you look nothing like it. I mean,
right. So for me, it's just like, okay, putting my Christian values aside.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just using logic.
I always try to be completely just logic based. Like
right.
If I looked at you with my own two eyes and I saw you doing this, I'd be like, wow.
Right. Same thing. If I see you at my neighbor's house and you're it's 9:00 at night, you're at the back door of my neighbor's house. Nobody's there, I can pretty much assume that you're trying to break in.
Now, if you're discreetly trying to get $15,000 from my bank, I'm gonna call the company. No, I'm just kidding. That lady foolish.
But I'm just like okay, just put two and two together. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't care what color you want, man. You got a crowbar or whatever, or you know.
Do you think free thought is in limbo?
It's at like 20%. Free thinking is like almost gone, dude. Even on both sides, free thinking, because I've noticed it. Even on the side that I normally agree with, they still just come at it like rabid. You know, I'm like, dude, think about this. Look at the big picture. Follow the money. Follow who's pushing the narrative. Look at it, and it's all going to make sense. And you're not even going to agree with people you normally agree with sometimes. I often don't.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people I agree with. You know, but it's still, I look at it and I'm like, shit, man, how can no one see this?
Yeah.
On both sides. Cause
that's true. That's true.
Like, forget the whole political standing, take the left and right out. It's nothing to do with that. It's just people don't even want to think about stuff anymore. Our lives are so full of so much shit all the time. You can't even think, man. Like, you're worried about family time. It's like that. You can't even, you don't even have time to think for yourself anymore.
Do you think that the pandemic catered to that?
A big time.
Okay.
Everybody was basically like, everybody was in a room. They turned the lights off and smacked you in the head with a wet bag. and you were like, oh, shit, what's going on? And then someone was like, follow my voice. Follow my and then you follow them. And they're the ones giving you information and telling you what's up. This is actually what's happening. We got to do this now. You'll be safe. And the lights never came back on. They flip them on every once in a while, turn them right back off.
Yeah.
You know? That's how they do it. And that's how they keep you in a vague state of complete unawareness. And then that's how they get you to follow them. And just, they've been right about everything. And I'm still alive. And I've listened to everything they told me to do. So this has to be right.
Right.
But also, I haven't listened to a damn thing they told me to do. I'm completely fine. What did Joe Biden say? He was like, for those who are you have a winter of death and whatever.
He said that?
Here's a quote. He said, you are looking at a winter of illness and death for you and those around you who don't. I'm like, bro, I'm still fine. I'm right here. Like, you were such a piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Well, okay. Along with, and this is a whole different subject, but along with knowing and reading what's going on, right? I saw Meg, and I'm not a woman hater. I promise. I love women. Dude. I have daughters. I have a wife. I have a mom and aunts. So that proves
3/4 of the people in this house are women.
literally. So I saw that, and I'm gonna use two different parallels. So Megan Thee Stallion, shouts out to Meg. Listen, hold up, I gotta give her a clap. I gotta give her a clap before I start talking. Shouts out to Meg. Beautiful,
household name
Tally Smalls. I call it Tally Smalls. Any woman is thick and tall. I call it Tally Smalls. Even any dude, that's thick and tall, I call him Tally Smalls too.
I need a Twitter dictionary for you. Just make a Twitter account. Things shit Magneto says
that you should not say. But I saw she was going back and forth with her label Imprint, and she was like, "Yeah, well, you don't need no money from me. You don't. The money that you want is with them. Go talk to them." So it takes me, and it puts me in a bad space. Because artists that don't read the room, artists that don't have any concern with the contract, just signing shit, right? Sign, make it, and then get mad when somebody's ready to recoup and make their investment. For y'all that don't know, and this is an artist moment, for the artists that don't know, when you do a deal with anybody that does whether it's publishing, a production deal, it could be image consulting, it could be management, anything. When you do a deal with them and they put money into you, then you have to pay them back plus the interest. That's the point of
them helping you initially.
Right, that's the point of investing.
Return.
Right, it's a return. It's the same thing, and you have to look at yourself like you're a stock.
Am I going to diminish?
Right.
Am I going to appreciate? Yeah.
And that's what I think the real battle is with Meg and her label. Was it 1501, I think it's the name of the label. If you do a deal with anybody almost like Congress. But if you do a deal with anybody,
Is there lobbying in there?
Yo.
Can we
it's like
sweeten the deal?
it's like, yo, okay, I put 100,000 into you. If
Yeah.
somebody put 100,000 into the podcast, this is a perfect example. Somebody put 100,000 into the podcast and say, I want to sponsor the pod, and I want y'all to do a tour for the next 3 months. From that 100,000, you could take a salary of $5,000 a month each.
Yeah.
All right, $10,000 a month. I'm gonna say why. Right?
Yeah.
That's my first question. It's gonna be my first question because I know if you put 100 in, you expect 300 to $1 million. Because it's like, yo, this is a big deal. Like this is good money. It's good stock.
You think it's gonna do well enough,
Exactly.
but if it doesn't, do they still win?
If
Yeah.
and that's why I want artists to understand. If somebody decides to put that kind of money into you, they trust that the investment is going to be good. You are Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Think about yourself like Bitcoin.
You are a digital. You're a physical currency, but
yeah,
it's
you're
just one of you.
Right. It's just one of you.
But you at any time could equal more or less than your previous value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't get mad at a label for wanting to make their money plus the interest. Right?
Yeah.
Now this takes me to Lotto. Shouts out. Lotto's beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You just showed me. That was cool.
Yeah,
You
she's
showed me the
dope.
interview, yeah.
I remember her on the TV show. She was like one of the kid rappers, and they were trying to win the competition. All
No
that
way.
stuff.
That's
Right.
cool.
So, but now she's a star. She's a big star. I put quotation because I'm gonna unpack that. She's a big star, and I think she's at RCA. Let me double check because I don't want to quote
I'm glad
wrong.
you got the laptop and I don't have
Yes.
it. I don't type fast and I'll just get lost in it.
Really?
It's half to be just me staring at the screen. I look up every once in a while and go, I think it's
But I think, okay, let's see. Where is she? Lotto is currently, and that's a whole different thing. She's at RCA, all right?
Okay.
But if you look beside the labels, and this is what I mean, you look beside the labels, it says RCA, then it says Stream Cut, and then it says Pit Stop. What are those two companies? Who put the money up?
Yeah, who's
See what I'm
who's there,
saying? RCA came in at the end. It's like, oh yeah, she's big, but who put the money up to get you your videos, to
Yeah.
get the cars in the videos, to connect you,
Hire
right?
the people, yeah.
right? And what does that look like after you do a deal? How much do you owe them? You don't. If they put 100,000 in, you don't owe them 100,000. I promise you don't owe 100,000. Somebody at your table, at your label, said, "Okay, if we put 100,000 in, we're gonna take 1% after that 100,000 is paid back."
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with it, because I mean, it's the laws of investments. It's the law. Like, it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Same reason why people that put in money in the 90s in Apple are millionaires now. You benefit. It's a benefit.
Turned at a greater yield because of what you put in became worth more because the company itself came worth more. And
Exactly.
you own a piece of the company, therefore you are the company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, because right now, like I said, she's popping, beautiful. Everything is fresh. So, you know, everything is. You're gonna see numbers being pushed. Like, you're gonna see a whole lot of albums sold. That's without the shadow of a doubt, because you got a major. Now majors are in bed with magazine companies, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere that you would promote for the government. The label probably owns a piece of that too. And we're gonna talk about the labels on the jail on another episode. But anyway, you know, labels own jails. Yeah.
That is
It's
fucked up.
It gets deep. It gets
I
deep.
had no idea.
It gets deep.
Oh, is this? Oh, yo, is
It
this
gets-
what we were talking about? Where like you can go to jail, but you only go for like what, a year in a day and get out because they own the jail. That is
And I mean,
messed
but
up.
the funny thing is, it's been a few execs that get pulled to the side and say, "Hey, you own this jail over here in Chicago? Do you own this jail over here?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't really own it. We just got stock in it." Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. So
Yo,
when I say look at what's being pushed, right? And this this goes back to, and I'm saying all that to go back to why I said it's necessary to see black people in different positions of power, but under what conditions did they get the job? Damn. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you got, let's say you got I gotta be an extremist. So let's say you got a black Republican that owns $32 billion worth of a company and they get voted into government. But they're pro-black, right? Pro-black meaning like you just want to see black people win. You want to, it's for the betterment of the black people.
Yeah.
You want to see them win, and I guarantee you they won't get voted into any position.
Maybe not.
They won't be. If you saw a black person, if you saw a black Trump, think about that.
Yeah.
All of the same characteristics as Trump.
Yeah.
Black. No.
It depends what he believes in. Yeah. If he's for the right, or like I said, the first judge, what was she? She didn't get in, but what was she? She was conservative.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't. Like, we had one comment, I think it was on a live or maybe a live I saw this morning, and they were just like, she was like, it was all caps. She was like, don't matter what you are, they don't give a shit. And I'm just like, man, they really don't. No, they'll take you out. If you're easily bought, they'll put you in. They don't care what you look like.
Right.
But if you are there for good reasons, and the journey there was honest, no, they don't want you.
So it's like, okay, all right, so I might call this one, what's the deal?
What's the deal?
What's the deal? Because, it's everything that, I was saying the U.S., everything that is voted for or that's implemented, it has a dollar amount attached to it. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. If you think it does not,
just look somewhere.
Just
somewhere
look.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, if you dig, it's somewhere it benefits somebody financially.
No one does anything unless it benefits them. That is for sure.
Right. So, artists, that's for y'all.
Yeah.
Look at the fine print. Ask questions. Why do people have issues when you ask questions? Just tell me that.
Nowadays, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Said
before
critical,
now.
Yeah.
Before now.
Really?
Okay. Case in point. And it's funny because we kind of wrote off my guy. Like, he was a shady person overall. Good at heart, but shady in actions. We'll say that. But when he would ask questions about certain things, whether it was label related, like I think one of the A&Rs was ready for me to do some music for Twister. From Chicago.
Cool. Yeah. And
paperwork came in, and I ain't had no lawyer at the time. I'm brand new, fresh.
It's you.
Right? So my partner was asking 1,000 questions. The label people were like, oh yeah, we don't do no deal. We're not gonna do the beat.
It's shiesty.
But it's only worse now. Why is it an issue when you ask questions?
You're harder to deal with. You ask questions, you're harder to... Dude, same with now, man. You can attribute exactly what's happening to the label shit to literally everything right now. They do not want you to ask questions. They hate it when you ask questions. That's why they're trying to breed people to not ask questions anymore. That's why they're trying to make a populace of people who just take everything at face value because it is aligned with their beliefs and it's been right maybe once before, or so they think. That's why people still watch CNN. You want us to not think any of that is actual news? No. Half the news stations, man. Fox too. You watch it and you're like, is this one real or is the next one going to be real? What is like they've totally indoctrinated the whole populace to not ask questions. That's how I was raised, is to ask questions literally
right.
Always. Even I'm annoying sometimes. I'm like, what about this? You're like, dude.
No, he really is sometimes.
Do I really got? But I'm like, I rather ask than not be a dumbass later. Right. And then actually mess something up that I don't want messed up. So why not ask? You might sound like a 5-year-old going, why? But still, it's like, I want to know why, like, before I mess up.
And I want people to ask questions about questions.
That's why I'm indecisive. I rather be too indecisive than just go, okay, immediately. Yeah, like whenever you say, dude, what? Okay. I do not get how people do that.
So that's a reason.
Yeah, probably that contributes to it at least. Also, I'm just indecisive. I can't decide on shit.
Go to Chick-fil-A. Hey, Sean, what you gonna get?
Man.
We in line. Yeah, I order mine. Sir, would you like? Sean.
I'd be like, is there cheese on number 5? Does that come with cheese or is that no cheese?
Because I can't have cheese.
Can I get? Also, like, what oil you cook this with?
Yo, him and that damn oil. Like, okay. I talked about you with the oil too.
Did you?
So I did. So
I'm making
why
rounds.
why are you not eating oil?
No, I do. You have to
Okay.
eat oil. You have to eat, like, stuff has to be cooked, right?
All right.
But the best kind of oil to use is extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil.
Okay.
It's called like beef taro. It's something like that. Beef
I'm
something.
not eating that,
and just
but okay.
butter. Butter's no. You've eaten it before. I promise you. Stuff is cooked in that. Like certain,
Taro?
Yeah, beef taro. It's like basically like oil, but from beef that you've cooked with before. It's like butter, you know. Butter's good to cook with.
Is it ghee?
Coconut oil is good to cook with too.
Is it ghee?
I don't know.
Look at that. Because
Yeah,
if
it might
we've
be.
cooked with ghee, when we read it, it was supposed to be better than like any like Crisco stuff like that.
That
But
shit
it's-
is motor oil.
Yeah,
Not to get, I don't know if they're going to sponsor us, but like any kind of vegetable oil and then canola oil, it's just, and studies, it's crazy. Studies will come out at the same time as like people are starting to wake up and realize seed oils are like really bad for your skin. They're really bad for your organs. It like coats your organs. A lot of people have noticed, we've done studies where it makes you inflamed, You get swelling. That's why when you pop a Tylenol, you feel better. Because that seed oil is just, it seeps into you. You don't digest it. It like gets so, that's why I've been against, canola. I try not to use canola anymore. Like extra virgin olive oil is great.
It says ghee is perfect for frying, but it's from Indian. It's an Indian culture thing,
Okay.
and it looks
weird.
like it looks like this. Let me show you. Well, I'll show you. But it actually tastes decent.
Okay.
And when we were on like the Daniel fast and stuff like that, we'll eat that. And
Cool.
you cook with that instead of like butter and oil and all that kind of stuff. Anyway.
I
Yeah.
think it's called a high smoke point. Is where you look at the oils that have the highest smoke points are the better for you. That means they can get hot and they won't release toxins and shit from like burn. You ever burn plastic? It's like that.
Oh, I like that idea.
So
Okay.
like vegetable oils all have lower smoke points
Okay.
than stuff like avocado or coconut. Coconut is just magic, dude. Coconut oil, you can put that shit in your hair, your skin. You can eat it. Literally anything with it. It's just good for you. Yeah. So smoke points, like I think safflower has the highest of all the vegetable ones, but even that still, and they'll bring out studies like no, canola's good for you. Who's backing that study? Who paid for that study? Who bought? Probably someone who
same
makes
people
canola.
that
That's what I'm
back
saying.
something else that we know
Yeah, it's
about.
like you got to follow the money. Even it's so crazy. No one can do their own research with everything, right? Like even me, I'm researching stuff all the time, but you can't be right about everything. It's
No, you can't.
impossible, dude. And I feel like they've made it that way so that you literally can never. But look at how many peer-reviewed papers are coming out of colleges, man.
Now,
Thousands.
Now, at what point did a peer review paper? At what point did college papers?
Become more intelligent. Yeah, I don't know. I would say sometime in like the 70s, 80s. Where people have started valuing, which higher education should be valued. It's a
Right.
good thing. But it was this one guy had the best quote ever. He was like, the finest candle makers would have never thought of a light bulb. You could be the best at something. You could be the literal best at something you do. But that
Right.
guy would never have thought of this dude coming up and going, dude, look at this shit. You made a candle? No, never in my life. But I have a light bulb. Like, they're never going to trust
That's a
that
good
guy, right?
point.
They
That's
would
a good
never
point.
trust him ever. Because he's never made a candle in his life, but he has something better. Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you get all these colleges that just teach kids not to create and think, but to just be the best at everything we've already done. To basically completely cram all these peer review papers into their heads and knowledge in their head, but we don't teach them how to become inventors and scientists and to create something new.
I would say probably my class. When I say my class, probably I'm gonna say 2000s to like 05 to 08. No, 05 to 09. I give it that. I think those classes were probably some of the last ones that were challenged to be innovative.
Really?
Like innovative within the new confines.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about the dating stuff. With the dating stuff, we had Black Planet, we had MySpace, maybe a little bit of Facebook. right?
I wish I was old enough for MySpace, man. That sounds so dope.
But
Sounds like better Facebook. Honestly, bring it back.
But ever since then, you think about it. That's probably probably 06, 07, 08.
Yeah.
And then after that has been a newer version of the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Look at iPhones, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
iPhones,
saying.
bro.
Like,
Now we're up to the iPhone what? When is it going to be
13 or something like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. It's like, how long are we just going to make a better version of something that we already have? You can make a candle with 18 wicks. It looks like a damn, dodecahedron candle, but still it's a candle, bro. It's not a light bulb, There are better. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got a lot of nuts who are like, the government holds the patents to hovercraft, so we just don't have them yet. It's like, but bro, I don't know.
Yeah, I have
You
questions.
know, you don't know.
I have a lot of questions.
Or how many news articles we find out, so and so cures cancer, and then the next day it's like gone. You're like, where'd that guy go? I've basically seen cancer be cured 3 times, and the next day all those articles are just gone.
Okay, and
Like, was it a meme?
and when you would go, I feel like, I don't want to be cynical, but I feel like for every real harsh case of a disease or something, has always been the option of, okay, well, no, it's cured right there. Why did, if Magic Johnson got AIDS in the 80s?
You know about,
It's the 80s, right? How is he outliving the guy that just got COVID and died like that?
Yeah.
Like, why?
It is weird.
You
and
know?
of course, you could chalk it up to, he's just really good at preventative diseases, and he's just really good at being healthy. Because you can stay healthy with AIDS. AIDS is just an extreme immunodeficiency, so it makes you susceptible to literally everything. That's why you die so fast. AIDS doesn't kill you. It makes you so weak that anything else can kill you.
Okay.
Like, you can get a flu and die because you had AIDS.
But how?
I know.
Or what?
Like,
Yeah. And then there's certain other things, like when you think about basic stuff. Like, okay, people get diabetes. Right? I've seen plenty of black people in our community get diabetes and die. Like, within a matter
it's
of
way too
a
common
year or
right
so,
now, too.
right?
It is like, was it like how many Americans are diabetic? It's a big percentage.
Right. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at, okay, well, but this just got passed, and then you see how they keep changing the food pyramid.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, why did you change?
This is on top now.
What was on there from the beginning that was bad? Like, why did you change? Well, yeah, the people aren't moving around as much, so we think it's better you have a little bit more carbs.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the carbs added this other shit in your body that causes you to build up, cancerous cells.
Cancer cells.
And
turn what carbohydrates turn to sugar.
Sugar
turns
to
lipids.
lipids, and that gives you diabetes. So
Insulin
high blood
goes up.
pressure.
Yeah.
And then we got more fast food companies.
Oh, dude,
It's just like, why is this okay, but this...
That's what I'm saying, man. You'll see meat. Oh, there's no meat at the store, but you can go to McDonald's and get it. I'm just like, bro. Yeah, man.
I got questions.
We can get into that too, but
I got a lot of questions because it's just
like insulin. Oh, COVID's. We spent $7 trillion so far on COVID relief, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's people die from diabetes at a higher rate than COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't give a shit about how insulin is through the roof right now. Actually, since Biden took office, it went higher. So, just
I have questions.
Just saying, like, people are dying from this where they need that. It's a life-saving drug. It's like, well, you can get on this program that I don't want you damn programs. I just want my insulin, man.
Do you think that we will end up growing a newer generation that has more questions, that can build solutions?
I hope. I think it's already started. I think it's a double-sided coin. You're gonna get more dumbass people with every generation at the same time as you're gonna get Einsteins who are just like, y'all are dumb as shit.
Okay.
Because I've seen some Gen Zs that are just so dang woke and so open to like, yo, wake up.
Real woke though.
Yeah, real woke. No, not like the, I support the current thing.
Yeah.
You going in the streets screaming about something you probably didn't even research.
And last thing, I promise you, last thing. But it was a joke. I think that was this week or last week. The black. I love you, black man. I love you, white man. So I was just like, along with our conversations on why. I think you said something about why you think racial profiling does not exist, or you said it's
It definitely
limited.
does to those who are doing it on purpose, of course.
Right. But then,
Or in the cities, man. I mean, look at Detroit. You gonna think the white dude with a little short sleeve button up shirt and a tie is gonna do something, or the bro with the red thing tied around his leg? I mean,
Right.
that's you. At that point, is that even profiling? Is that just like
it's right there.
It's right there.
It's right there.
like I'm, man? I think I said this and it pissed somebody off before, but I was like, when 9/11 happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, I can't believe they racially profiled the guy with a turban. I mean, you know what just happened. Look, if crazy white Christians from America went and bombed something from Saudi Arabia, and I was on a plane to Saudi Arabia, and they go, hey, we're going to screen you. I'd be like, I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm a white dude with a I Love Jesus shirt. I would understand
And
they'd
I just
screen
did
me
this other.
because of what just happened.
Right.
I wouldn't feel any way. I'd be like, fuck. I'd be like, thanks a lot to,
But the thing is, I think what's sad. What up? But what's sad is, like, yo, it was a joke for me, for both of us. It was a joke.
Yeah.
I was like, I love you, black man. I
Most
love you,
of the
black man.
stuff we
It was
say is a
tell-
joke,
I was
yeah.
telling- yeah, I was just joking myself. I was like, you know what? No, did you say nobody ever says
No,
I
you
love
were
you,
like,
white man?
you were like, but he says.
And then
Because it was a joke when I said it too, It's
yeah,
just,
and then he said, I love you, white man. And then we laughed,
I love
whatever.
you, white man. Yeah.
So Shamil was like, yo, you should repost this. This is hilarious. It's hilarious. So I reposted it, and I'm looking at the white girls respond to saying, I love you, white man, jokingly with a side eye. And I'm like, oh. First off, the weird thing is the hashtag did not exist.
Oh no, well, like I told you, it's any kind of, which as I said, like this was a whole conversation we're gonna have to put like recap on. But I was like, we grow up not really. There was no like white, you don't do that. So that wasn't a thing. I didn't really ever see myself as a white man. I just saw myself as a guy.
Okay.
I was just I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I never really, but I know in your community it's a lot more.
Yeah.
People really put that into perspective in a lot of things they do.
Right.
But I promise to God, we didn't even.
But
we
it
don't go
was-
like, yeah, white excellence. we don't do that.
But see,
That's
a
not a
pro
thing.
black, if you say that, a pro black person would be like, of course it's white excellence. You've ran this country for years and this, and that. And you stepped on the foot of black men. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. I get all of the,
That wasn't me, bro.
but I mean, I get all of the,
I'm from Ohio. We didn't do that.
But I get the help from the optics
Yeah.
looking in. And that's why Kanye got smashed
Oh man.
when he said slavery.
Yeah, anybody who tries to go against I don't know.
The popular narrative.
Yeah. Because it's, and you think about it, a lot of people have their careers on that narrative, man. A lot of people get money, and a lot of people get their success based off of that kind of racial grifting,
That's true.
And
That's
it sucks
true.
for either side, dude. I hope no one does that shit.
Yeah.
You do not need to increase the divide that they are already trying to put on us.
Yeah.
Because if we wake the hell up and everyone goes, dang, it ain't really about race at all. It's about who has always been on top. Who owned the slaves back then? It wasn't
I'm
the normal
just saying.
farm guy. It was the elites, man. The guys with
And-
big old plantations.
But see, the thing is, I don't think anybody's reading between the lines.
no, they don't want. Well, they don't want to. It takes too long to.
Because the same, let's say white families that own everything, still own everything now.
They still. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and
it's
it's,
been
it's
been
not
the same-
all white
no,
people.
It's been the same. Like what? 6 families for generations, man. Rothschilds.
We're not gonna talk about the names. We're not gonna talk about the names.
Mobby, beep it out.
But it's just like, yo, like,
Yeah.
just read the room. You help bring things into perspective for me this week. I think the idea of what you said, divide versus unification,
Yeah.
is more divide being pushed than unification.
But you got to think about that's what diversity is. Diversity now they're getting into people's heads. No one says that we shouldn't have variety as humans. Stuff that makes us different is good.
Right.
But diversifying everybody, that's what the critical theory is I'm talking about. Making everything diverse, separating everything, absolutely to the minute detail of what are you, what is this? Think about it, but what does this entail?
Yeah.
Man, it's not that deep, dude.
No.
It doesn't have to be. Critical theory has seriously ripped apart the morale and desensitized a lot of people to just always be critical of everything they do. I'm like, dude, why can't I just love my bro? Why can't I just have a good time around these friends? Oh, but you're eating this. Imagine what that signifies to this group of people. It's like, dude, it doesn't have to, though.
I saw you eating chicken and watermelon.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You trying to tell me something? No, I'm
Yeah,
not. Like,
it's
no, yeah, there's a big divide for no reason, man, and a lot of people benefit because if you're on top of that racial division, and you're getting all the help and getting all the love from that, why would you want it to stop?
That's true.
So a lot of people use it for selfish reasons when they could just sit down and go, yeah, I know this person didn't really do anything to me, but I still win when I say they did.
Right.
A lot of people use that shit.
I would like to do some type of open forum and just, I think if we initiate getting thoughts out to people
Yeah.
and promoting, I know free thought can be, with certain groups of people, free thought is hate, period.
It is.
You know,
Yeah.
so we have to be careful with doing it. But I think it's necessary. Like,
You should be able to get in the mud, man, and like really open your, because it takes a lot. It takes a person to put a lot of them aside, that they have built up
that's
to
true.
feel. And again,
That's
this is what I'm
true.
saying. We have bred a generation of people that feel unwhole and hollow without constant validation and labels. I grew up, I had no labels. My parents didn't raise me like that. I didn't really
I
care.
had Fat Boy. That was all.
Yeah, like people call me Chubster, and like middle school is all I had, you know.
Yeah.
But I grew up I loved what I loved, and I was like an active kid, and I was always trying to make friends. I just didn't care about labels.
Right.
Like, why would you label yourself? You're gonna meet a lot less people. You're gonna like a lot less people, and a lot of people are gonna like you a lot less too. But we have literally made a generation of people who strive on that, and that also is why they have so much more of themselves to put aside when I have none. That's why it's easy for me to see other perspectives, because I don't have to be like, you know, there's
Right.
nothing of me. I'm already on the side. I love seeing the big picture.
Right.
I don't need to, which, you know, that's not true. I have a lot of me. I still have to put stuff that you tell me, and I'm like,
Yeah, you just be slow poke.
I don't
though.
like
Just be
that.
regular stuff though.
yeah, I'm indecisive. I don't know if I want a wrap or a chicken sandwich today.
But yeah, we're gonna start that. I think that's a good idea. We're gonna let the people clap for that, because I want them to clap for it. So we have questions.
Like, you should
think-
be able to read a book of an author you hate, maybe, right? And he's saying things that you despise, but maybe you might read something in there where you're like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you know, shit, man.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean,
I'm not libertarian who's like 1984. It's all, you know. But think about it. And that guy was a socialist, right? But look what he says. He laid some truth bombs out there, and I don't like socialism, but I'm not going to discredit this genius guy
Right.
who was clearly on a lot of shit that people even were like, "You're crazy. This is a storybook."
right.
But now, fast forward, look, man, it really
It's
a lot of
happening.
it's happening right now. People can be right, even though you don't like them.
Right. That's true.
And yeah.
it's okay to do the separation and divide. Like, I think, and I had that. I told you I had a conversation with the person that I had an issue with last week. Had a conversation, and I was okay with apologizing for being dismissive.
Yeah.
I know that I know that that's a positive or a flaw of mine. It's okay to be dismissive when I'm going out for a part.
Yeah.
If I'm going out for a new job, if it was a girl that you like and she says no, like she's not vibing, you have to dismiss the negative thought that comes in and be like, you know, well, fuck her, or fuck that job. I don't need that job. You have to dismiss it so you don't get into your depressed little cave. You know what I mean?
And we live in a world where people are constantly finding other things to take up their time so they don't get depressed. So man, that's what I'm saying. And nowadays people are like, imagine back then people probably weren't dismissive at all. You probably
That's
came
true.
to like, nope, we're gonna solve this right now. Nowadays, people are like, man, I'll see you next Tuesday. Like,
Yeah,
I,
it's
gotta,
just-
I can't talk to you right now. I gotta do. I gotta do shit.
But for me, I've lived enough so far. Only at 38 years, I've lived enough to know when you put time into some bullshit
Mhm.
that can easily be handled that fast.
Mhm.
You waste time. You waste energy. You get depressed, and you have to get over your depression. Then you have to get over not eating. Then I feel sick. You see, it's a downhill battle versus be dismissive, address it then on, and get on about your business and have no feelings. Like, it's just, I mean, I can see where it can be problematic and helpful.
Yeah.
You know,
I've dismissed a lot of people that I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I'm glad I did. But sometimes I'm like, really just should have kept talking to that person. Maybe because when you dismiss somebody, I think you're accepting that they will not change no matter what you say. And that's not always true. So you can dismiss somebody and then they might change later. And then you're like, kind of like, shit. Now
But-
we got a burnt bridge.
I was trying to
know?
wrap it up, but you opening up Pandora's box.
Sorry.
So
My
okay.
bad.
So, all right. So if I dismiss somebody for their actions,
Yeah.
right, and then
And you could be totally right about it. You could be in the complete right.
but the type of person that I am, if I dismiss you, and I wipe my hands of it,
Yeah.
I can be like, "Oh, what's up, bro? Give me a hug."
Yeah.
But in this compartment, you're never gonna get in this space with me again,
Mm.
ever. Whenever you try to say something about getting in that space, I'm gonna just dismiss it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear you said something.
Some stuff is a lot more. That's kind of important. It also depends. Yeah, it depends what happened in what part of your life. Because if something happens at work, like, dude, I could call you, whatever word I want to call you, and then the next day I'm like, man, what's up? You know. But if it's something I really care about, something that pertains to future successes, things I want to keep building on, it's not like you push my sandcastle over. It's you lit my house on fire.
Okay.
Like you push the sandcastle, I'm like, man, the shit. I'll build it again.
Right.
Bro, that's my house. So
Yeah.
it's something way more serious. I think the dismissive is way more powerful. You're like, dude, like, do not come in here. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
what you mean. Some areas in your life, it's just a lot more. Do not do that.
And then some of the stuff that if I were tend to, like back in the day, if I tended to something, I really embodied that person's feelings. I put me aside, I embodied the person's feelings, and I'm like, yo, I feel bad because they feel bad. Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I accomplished nothing. Like my productivity meter, all the way down.
Yeah.
But when I got to the point of saying, okay, if you say, yeah, bro, I don't do the pod no more. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You're entitled to what you feel. Cool. But don't think I'm going to stop. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop to be like, oh, you okay, guy? Are you okay? Like,
I know some people that, they clearly want you to give in to the.
exactly.
I've had a lot of girls do that, man. Where it's just like, at this point, I used to give a shit, but now I'm just like, cool.
Yes.
And he's like, what, you're not going to ask? Like, no, I'm not going to
No.
ask why I don't got time for that.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I've lived long enough, right, what you just said, to know that stuff never gets me anywhere anyway.
Right.
Now, if you're like a close friend, I'm going to ask you
Yeah, that's
what's
different.
wrong. You kind of,
That's different.
but even then, man, even if your close friend is always doing that, and you're like, bro, I'm not going to, if I let you play this game with me, you're always going to expect me to play. And I'm like, and I don't want to. So I want you to get comfortable with the fact that you throw me the ball, I'm going to drop it. So like, I'm not going to throw it back. I'm not going to play a give and catch. I'm going to go dodge the ball.
Yeah, because I mean, I think when you start getting into the positive jet stream of life, that's great. Positive. I'm gonna put it on the t-shirt. Positive.
Beautiful.
I'm in the positive jet stream of life.
That's a car sticker.
There you go.
It's a bumper sticker right there.
But when you get into that jet stream, you just understand, like, okay, this works. This won. Then you do more of it. Oh, this person saw that they want to be a part of this, and this person can do this for us.
Yeah.
And then they bring in their friends and other friends, and it just becomes this big circle.
It gets better and better.
Yeah.
Bigger community, yeah.
Or you tend to the non-progressive person, and then everything just starts getting bad. Like, why can't I attract nobody with good energy?
Yeah.
It's because you've embodied some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, so we unpacked that. But anyway, we got a few housekeeping things to do with the pod. We have, let me pull it up. We got to shout out Joe Far Media.
Yeah.
We have our films. We got our full cast now. Mom's Musical will be started, I think, in May. So we're going to start shooting. Beautiful. We are still shooting Sound and Wave. The first episode, I think we put the first episode of Sound and Wave 2.0 in. Hold up, I'm pulling the data out. My computer's going slow. All right, the first date we are looking at, first episode is the 16th of April. So, Sound and Wave coming soon. Also, we want to shout out.
Yeah, drop the line for the painter.
Yeah. Also, shouts out to Tim Arnold, the dopest painter in Georgia. We got to give him a hand. If y'all need your house painted, Tim was a funny guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used him I met him through another guy that I was going to use it. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But no, I was going to use a guy to build our edition originally, and the price it became ridiculous. I didn't use him for the edition. But Tim, I met through that guy, the contractor friend, and he came in, painted the property for us in Jonesboro, and he did awesome. If y'all need a house painted and you're in Georgia, I think South Carolina, the top of Florida, reach out to Tim Arnold with wall-to-wall painting at 678-557-7163. I repeat, 678-557-7163. Tim Arnold, wall-to-wall painting. Follow us everywhere. It's been real. Sean J and myself. You have any last words? Strong friend.
Yeah, right. I didn't even touch the relationship stuff. So if you want that, probably on a Patreon thing, right?
Matter of fact, if you want to touch yourself on the radio,
Dollar Tree Lube.
no, we're gonna do a Pornhub version of the Mad Lucrative Pod.
The Mad Lubricative.
The Mad Lubricant
the Mad
Pod.
Lubricant.
But it's
No,
been real,
man.
yo. It's been real. You have anything to say to the folks? Sean?
Not after that. I'd say peace out.
All right. We out, yo. Peace.
Jeez.